So hi, and as you can hear from my voice, I'm passing over to my lovely friend Jenny today, who's going to be my voice and explain where we are and what we're doing.
Hello, I'm the voice of Louise. I am Jenny, Louise's friend, and today we are at the Wildwood Trust down in Kent, and Louise has been a very good friend with me today, and we're doing a Arctic fox meet and greet experience. So I love Arctic foxes, and me and Louise love a day out, so we've decided to drive all the way from Lincolnshire down to Kent, basically just to have a little fun time with some foxes for a couple of hours. So we are really looking forward to it. We don't know how much video we can take on the inside, but we'll try and give you guys some sneaky peeks, and we look forward to chatting with you afterwards.
So good. We were met by a really lovely lady keeper who took us round to the Arctic Fox Complex, and on the way round we passed the otter, and I love otters. They're one of my favourite animals. So we got to meet Loki because she very kindly threw some fish in so he would actually come out to meet us, and he's an amazing little character. But it was really interesting to find out that they're also classed as a category 1, which is the same as bears, lions, tigers, because they can be so vicious. So cute as he is, it was worth knowing that. So Loki the otter actually lives by himself at the moment. They are solitary creatures and he's quite happy. But it was also lovely to know that he has pools that are on display to the public, but he also has private pools he can go to when he doesn't want to be looked at. And also you'll see a photo coming up soon that shows his little beds that are on display, but again, he's got his private apartments as well. So what a character he was.
He'll be very glad. He's such a gorgeous boy. So we are kind of on the lookout for a younger female for him, but to be honest, there's no breeding program for them in the UK because they're doing so well in the world. Right. They've made such a comeback since the 80s when their population just totally crashed.
I was down in Dorset 2 weeks ago with my friend and they were in the river there. We saw them.
Oh, how amazing!
Yeah, and it was just living here.
Yeah, so.
I have to admit my heart melted a little bit when I saw these little faces waiting for us. I wasn't quite as excited though when the keeper told us what we were going to be feeding them. So the meat was fine, but the dead mice in the tray, I have to confess, I let Jenny do that bit.
Oh, look at them all.
In captivity, I think the average age in the wild is about 5 or 6, so they do live a lot longer in captivity. Most of the others are babies, and this is Dad here, so you can see how much he's substantially bigger than the rest of them. It's Albert.
Albert, what a name, Albert.
So yeah, luckily we did have all those discussions and what would happen and would we intervene, but eventually it turned out that they completely dug their own dens and they had them underground, and we didn't see the babies until they came out at 4 or 5 weeks old. And they were the most amazing parents you've ever seen. So Albert was before chaos.
That's brilliant.
Love how from above the camouflage is so clever because they're quite white from above, but then when you see them sat down or from the front, they're that lovely mottled dark grey. It was a fabulous experience and so lucky because normally there's only mum and dad there, and the fact they'd had 10 pups for us to see. 5 of the boys will be going to their partner conservation project down in Devon soon. So such a lucky time for us to be able to be in there with them all over. They have a non-touch policy, so we weren't allowed to touch them, but it was a really great experience to be that close to them. Another part of the feeding, they have sacks, like paper sacks, and in them there's a mixture of hay and carrots and apples and peanuts, so it helps them to forage and to get in there. But one little chap was so clever, he just decided if he got in the bag, and you can just see his little face peeking through, then the others couldn't get in there. So it was really good fun to watch. After the feeding time was over, the mad frenzy that had been for about 10 minutes, they all then went off, found their favourite little spots and sat and chilled, because it was quite a warm day. It was a lovely day, and then off you'd see them as they went into a lovely snoozy state. The compounds, I think, for the best expression, there are huge. It doesn't do them justice in the photographs of the films, but it's the first place I have ever been to that has just such, really great environments for the animals. There wasn't anywhere I really, that I looked and thought, oh gosh, this is very zoo-like. So much care has gone into this. It was a really interesting place to go and see the care and thought that's put into looking after the animals. Eventually we had to prize ourselves away from these delightful little creatures, and then we went around to see some of the rest of the conservation work they're doing in the park. We've took lots of videos and lots of photos, and as you can tell by my voice, it's not holding up very well. So I just hope you'll enjoy as you follow through the pathways and the beautiful wooded area. It's over 5 acres of woodland, and see some of the species and creatures that they're helping to conserve. This really awful photo is actually of a yellow wagtail, and the reason we got excited was because it's an old farmer's tale in Lincolnshire that a yellow wagtail is a forebringer of good fortune. So it's quite exciting because it's the only second one I've ever seen in my whole life. Another treat was to see so many robins. Literally every time we stopped, there was a robin with us. And you can hear in the video that a young lad comments about this too.
Oh my gosh, Dad, Mom, there's another robin.
Oh, might be the same one.
Dad, why do you keep calling?
We've still got quite a while till we get there, so I thought it's like see you around a nice day, but yeah.
That's how long we're going to camp.
Okay.
for being so clever. Actually in front in that enclosure I hope you can just see the 2 wolves right up close, but there were 6 wolves in that very first photograph. I think camouflage is amazing. Not all of the animals were easy to spot. The wildcat was hilarious. The only reason I knew he was there because I could hear him snoring quietly. These are 2 beavers, and you can see they're under their little heat lamp. And then the deer in the forest. But like I say, the camouflage was so clever. Sometimes they were there in plain sight, and it just had to accustom our eyes to see them. So we rounded up a really lovely day, sat in front of the log burner in the cabin in the woods where they make delicious meals, having great coffee and talking about what a great experience we'd had. So the following day, after spending a really relaxing evening with a bit of medicinal Prosecco in our Airbnb, it wouldn't have been a weekend away if I hadn't have found some monument or stones to go and look at. So off we went to Reculver Towers and Roman Fort, which is just on part of Herne Bay, literally a mile away from where we were staying. So we enjoyed the views, listened to the sea, and there's a really lovely little cafe there where we had crepes for breakfast and great coffee before setting off home after a really, really lovely weekend.